The Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, Ambassador Miriam Yalwagi Katagum, has applauded the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, for the warm reception accorded the Nigerian delegation at the just concluded 12th WTO Ministerial Conference in Geneva. The minister gave this acknowledgement while receiving the WTO Director General at the ministry's headquarters in Abuja this Tuesday. Clearview TV's Ridwan Ogbara reports that the WTO's visit is a follow-up on the outcome of the 12th WTO conference.
At the just concluded 12th Ministerial Conference held on the 17th of June 2022 in Geneva, Switzerland, the World Trade Organization member countries secured multilaterally negotiated outcomes on a series of key trade initiatives. The outcome confirms the historical importance of the multilateral trading system and underlines the important role of the World Trade Organization in addressing the world's most pressing issues, especially at a time when global solutions are critical. To provide follow-up on the outcome and how fast Nigeria needs to move, the World Trade Organization Director General was in Abuja to further discuss the importance of trade relationships in Nigeria and Africa, with a focus on fisheries subsidies and local vaccine production in the country.
Let me start, because we've laid so much emphasis on the fish subsidies agreement. Why is it exciting to the world, not just to Nigeria? For 21 years, the WTO has tried to negotiate this agreement. Among all the ministers in the world, it hasn't happened. We were able to pull it through. Thanks be to God for that. So this fisheries, what does this agreement do? As the Honorable Minister explained, there is something, it tries to stop something that is harmful to the sustainability of the world's fisheries, which is harmful subsidies that allow nations with very large fleets to overfish the oceans of the world. So overfishing, illegal fishing, unreported fishing, we know it takes place on our waters. I'm looking at our colleague from the Naval Command and from the fisheries. This is a very big problem for the world because 260 million people worldwide depend directly or indirectly on fisheries, 12 million in Africa. And if we don't stop these harmful subsidies, that means that our fisheries will be depleted. In 1970, 7% of fish stocks were overfished. By 2015, it was around 35 or so percent. A recent study has shown that we are almost at 50% of overfishing of our fish stocks. And it is mainly in developing countries who do not have the capacity to monitor their fish stocks and their waters, where a lot of the unreported and illegal fishing is taking place. This agreement tries to curb the subsidies that allow this to happen.
The Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investment, Ambassador Miriam Yalwagi Katagum, noted the outcome reached by the ministry with relevant stakeholders to specifically consider the agreement on fisheries subsidies. She also commented on how Nigeria hopes to implement the agreement.
The need for technical assistance in the determination of illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing. This could include assistance in developing appropriate domestic regime, training in enforcement, training domestic fishermen, and ensuring an ability to take appropriate action with respect to foreign fishermen operating in Nigerian waters. 2, capacity building to carry out stock assessment. This is important to build the capacity of relevant institutions, ministries, colleges of fisheries in the determination of overfished stock in the Nigerian waters based on best scientific evidence, which would also trigger the prohibition in Article 4 of the said agreement. Madam Director General, the agreement on fisheries subsidies sets new global rules to curb harmful subsidies and protect global fish stocks in a manner that also recognizes the needs of fishermen in developing and least developed countries. Among its key features is sustainability of the environment, which is a first for WTO agreements. Furthermore, the above technical assistance and capacity building needs are essential for Nigeria to implement the agreement while also enhancing environmental sustainability. And we believe this agreement is a milestone, a great milestone, because it's going to enhance food security and increase source of livelihood, particularly for lower income families in rural and coastal areas.
The minister assured the World Trade Organization that Nigeria will be proactive in negotiations that will lead to the development of a more comprehensive discipline for submission to ministers at the 13th Ministerial Conference. Ridwan Ogbara, reporting for Clearview Television.